We're live. We're live on Paving the Way with B&M Builders, our podcast that is worldwide. Could be worldwide.
I guess the internet.
when I go out of the country, I'm going to watch it there, and then it will be worldwide.
That's true. Musk made the internets go everywhere now.
Internets go everywhere. All right. So welcome to. I was going to say episode 2, but this is not episode 2. Episode 20 of our podcast. 30 of our podcast, Paving the Way. Today we're going to talk to you about the importance of regular maintenance on your asphalt parking lots to help extend the life. I guess is kind of the basis of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we can pull up this podcast. We're going to kind of power through this one today.
We've done other podcasts on stuff similar to this, so we just thought it'd be a good idea to drop another line to people who have these large parking lots and don't really know much about the maintenance of them, how to make the longevity last longer and keep the parking lot just overall healthy and the heart beating.
And to match what we did last time is where you don't even know what our slides say. So we're just taking it as we go, which I think it makes it way more fun. I really enjoy it. Plus Austin hopefully will chime in instead of just sitting there like last time and watching.
I'm the mute.
That's rude. Sorry to all of our mute people watching.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we have a
they
huge.
Can't hear me anyway.
We have a huge. No, mute can't talk.
Oh,
They're not deaf.
okay. I'm back.
Okay. Today we'll be focusing on the importance of regular maintenance for commercial pavement. We'll be discussing the various maintenance tasks that should be performed on a regular basis and the benefits they provide. Whether you're looking to extend the life of your pavement or simply want to maintain its appearance and functionality, this episode has something for everyone. I think the big point that we're talking about today is that a parking lot, an asphalt parking lot, can last as long or as maybe not as short, or as little as you take care of it, right? I mean, there is literally evidence of Roman asphalt that has lasted for hundreds of years. No, it was for sure asphalt.
Oh.
I've seen it. If asphalt has a subbase, I can pull up pictures. No, he's on my phone. But I can pull up pictures that show there's literally asphalt from the Romans that has lasted hundreds of years. Having the proper subbase, being built on the proper surfaces, and then maintained properly, it can last for crazy amounts of time, hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah, I think Caltrans too is always working on this. And what I've heard lately is that they've got mixed designs that are now based to last a solid 50 years. And that's like without the maintenance that we're going to be talking about, because you can't really do a lot of this type of maintenance on highways. Some of it you can, the crack filling.
Absolutely. There's actually even certifications you get on certain types of asphalt that show that these have lasted for certain amounts of time, like for 50 to 75 to 100 years. Anything over 100 years actually reaches a certain verification where they're saying like this is a lifelong asphalt. But it doesn't just happen on its own.
No, you need to definitely do maintenance.
You definitely need to do maintenance. And I think we're going to talk real quick about the things that that need to be maintained or at least watched out for. The reason that we would do this is to save expenses. Doing an asphalt parking lot, as you can see from any of our bids or any bids that you've gotten, it's expensive to replace an asphalt parking lot. I think the majority of times what we see is someone who's let their parking lot kind of fail to the extent where it has to be replaced. We see that a lot.
Yeah. So what we're here to kind of teach you is the small things you can do that will make your parking lot last 10, 20, 30, 40 years longer than if you were to just do nothing and let it ride.
Absolutely. And I think, when you spend that much on a parking lot, someone puts the parking lot in, they do nothing, they spend the money to get a parking lot rebuilt or done correctly. There are things that should be done. It's not just, I can leave it and now I'll be done in 30 years. If you pave a parking lot and you do nothing to it, 15, 20 years, you're going to start having problems.
Yeah.
But with small things and spending small amounts of money on a regular basis, you can save having to replace this parking lot in 20 years and push it out. Really, if every 20 years you're replacing your parking lot, or you spend a fraction of the amount of money and extend it to 40 years or 60 years, it's amazing how much money you're literally saving the whole cost.
Yeah.
$150,000 parking lot, and then you spend $3,000 over the next or $10,000 over the next 10 years, extends another 40 to 50 years on the life of that. It definitely can. It's definitely a smarter budget for you.
And it's also what's under the asphalt, the prep work, the AB, your grade. That makes a big difference on
Making-
longevity of the product too.
Yeah, making sure you don't have standing water or large cracks. You know, not only does the maintenance help extend the life of your parking lot, but it makes your business look better overall. People are more inclined when they pull into a parking lot and they get their first taste of what this business is, how they look and act and feel. You know, a clean parking lot that's got nice striping, nice seal coating, a uniform color. It's going to give you a better appearance. It's going to give your business a better appearance than if people pull into an unraveling, loose rock parking lot that has tripping hazards, and now you're getting sued. And you know, those are just some of the things to look for. And
this is a brand new part on this picture. You can see this is a brand new parking lot for a 7-Eleven on Sunrise in Rancho.
Yeah, that we just did a few weeks.
We just did this one, and I mean, if you go in, if you start paying attention, most people don't pay attention. We're asphalt contractors, so I pay attention everywhere we go. But if you go in and you notice that an asphalt parking lot's sharp and clean and has a seal coat or freshly striped or it looks good, to me that shows me that the owner of that business cares about keeping their business looking good. I mean, those are the people you want to go with. I mean, you go into how many people have gone into gas stations that look like they're 40 years old and have never been touched?
Yeah.
I mean, you go into like brand new gas stations build up with brand new parking lots. I mean, I love driving into those. I love going to them. I love seeing them because you know everything inside is going to be nice because the outside already shows. Like these guys have put in the work. It's easy when you're brand new. It's much more difficult when you're 10 years old.
Yeah. But if you start your maintenance early, don't wait 10 years to start your maintenance. Or if you did, get on it as soon as possible. You will help yourself in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that can be done every couple of years, right? I mean, every couple of years, you reassess your parking lot and you look at it. Do I have, and this is talking about enhancing safety, do I have any tripping hazards? Because that's a big one. Maybe not 3 years after a brand new parking lot, but 5 years, 8 years after a brand new parking lot, tree roots. Those are the biggest problem, right? Yeah. I mean, lifting or cracks. Cracks are going, I mean, when it comes to asphalt, cracks are the biggest problem. Yeah. If you have a crack in your parking lot, which is normal, I mean, let's be real. Asphalt parking lots are going to crack. It's not something you can stop. However, if you have a crack and you see a crack in your parking lot, that is the beginning of your parking lot failing. If you crack seal that and then you seal coat your parking lot, I mean, you got another 2-3 years before water will ever get below the surface of your asphalt, which is the ultimate goal. Keeping water out of your subgrade. Subgrade is the soil that is below your asphalt. If water gets to that subgrade, you've lost, right? I mean, that's the end of it. You crack.
Not all at once, but it's the beginning of the end.
It's the beginning of the end.
We've seen spots where it starts with one pothole and we go and we give a quote, then they don't call us back for another year to do the work. That pothole went from, you know, a 5 or 6 square foot pothole to 40 square feet, 60 square feet. They can grow exponentially if they're not cared for.
For sure. A crack turns into multiple cracks or a network of cracks. Yeah. A network of cracks turns into alligatoring. If you've got alligatoring, you're basically to the point where it's too late.
Yeah.
You have to remove and replace
at least those portions.
And probably subgrade too. You probably have to remove that subgrade and replace that subgrade too. I mean, I think that's just being honest. If you see cracks in a new parking lot or in your parking lot, it's the beginning of the problem. Yeah. And with the amount of rain that's coming right now, like
water is your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, you're fighting water.
So now that we've told you need to do the maintenance, let's talk a little bit about what you can do, what the maintenance actually entails. So we've talked a lot about cracks. The first thing you want is to keep the water out of your subgrade, out of the rock and dirt that's underneath the asphalt, because that makes it expand and contract, which breaks your asphalt even worse.
How do I keep water out of my crack?
You do crack filling. There's a couple different ways.
What?
Out of my crack.
Oh boy, don't take
He didn't even bite on that one.
He
didn't even bite on that one. I feel like, what's up?
I missed it because we're at 9 minutes.
I know. I knew that's why.
So crack filling, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do hot rubberized crack filling, which burns.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it burns.
Yeah, it burns this guy's crack a lot, but you know, it really seals it up well. There's also cold crack filling. It's more of an oily base substance with some real small granules in it that you can fill in the cracks.
I don't even know what I'm laughing at. Small cracks can be taken care of by the owner of the property, right? You can get it's a roll. You just get a roller. You get some seal crack seal, and I can't even say seal crack.
You fill it in.
You kind of roll it on, and you fill that crack up to stop the water from getting in.
Yeah.
Once they get bigger, you get into a rubber crack fill, which is something that's that's something kind of out of your control.
Now you've got to have the machinery and the expertise and the knowledge to know how to do it correctly, so you don't hurt yourself or your parking lot.
Yes, and then on top of that, I think what we talk about, which this isn't even something we do. So giving you this information is not like in benefiting us, but seal coating. So seal coating is really the next step. You go in and you seal all your cracks, and then probably every 3 to 5 years, I like to say, you seal coat, which is basically coming in with a small little trailer, and you put a coat of liquid asphalt all over the whole parking lot, and that will seal up the cracks, especially after you've filled them. It gives it another seal on top of it. That gives you another 3 to 5 years, basically.
And appearance-wise of your parking lot.
And it makes it look so much better.
Night and day difference.
Yeah, even if you've got patches in your parking lot, if your patches are done well and you go in and seal coat, it gives a real nice uniform finish that looks really nice.
By investing in routine maintenance, you can save yourself costly repairs. I mean, this is hundreds of thousands of dollars. You keep this routine maintenance up, and it'll stop you from having to replace either sections of your parking lot or really the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because really what happens is it just starts to get worse.
So another thing they talked about was tree roots lifting the asphalt. The tree roots actually, I mean, they cause cracks. Once there's a crack there, the water gets down there, more tree roots want to go there. So if you see a tree root that's starting to lift your curb or starting to lift any portion of your parking lot, make sure you get someone in there to nix that right away, or that could turn into a much bigger issue.
Yeah, you can have root barrier put in like behind the curb to stop those roots from getting up and then starting to lift. There's a lot of things that can be done. Yeah. Like I said, these are not all things we do, so I'm not telling you have us come out and fix your stuff. These are not really even up our alley.
But we are here to help, so you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. You can send us an email. We're more than willing to come out, take a look at the problems that you're having, and provide you with solutions. Some of which we don't do, but we can recommend someone to do them. Or we can work them as a subcontractor. If there's a multifaceted problem, we can come in and solve the problem. Then we fix what we do and have other companies that we work closely with that take care of the rest.
Because really, especially with our parking lots, right? Once I put a parking lot down, I don't want you to ever replace that parking lot again. Not in my lifetime, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that that's the last of it. But it does take maintenance. It's not a one and done project.
Yeah.
It never happens that way.
So feel free to get a hold of us, and we can come out and do a site assessment. We'll take a look at everything, take some pictures, and run it through estimating, see what the cost will be to get you guys back up and running with a nice solid parking lot.
That last slide that I just switched over was just what are some common things to look for? Cracks, water getting into your subgrade.
Sure,
it's the biggest thing. In the summer, you're like, oh, I'm not even worried about water, but watch your sprinklers. Your sprinklers still pump tons of water across your parking lot. You overwater those planters, they fill up, and they start to flush out into the parking lot. That water gets into your cracks too. So even all summer, you can be getting it worse. You don't even notice because you're not paying, because you just don't know what to look for. So I know, one time, it's fine. So thank you for tuning in to our episode. I didn't know what number episode.
32.
32. You just made that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 32 or adjacent 32. Thanks for tuning in, and reach out to us on LinkedIn's our biggest one, but Facebook, Instagram, we're all over there. I don't know if you guys knew this. We hit 10,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Dang.
Oh no, Instagram. Wow. We got way more than that on LinkedIn. Instagram, we have 10,000 followers. We're almost internet's famous.
Well, just make sure you keep your cracks sealed.
Yes.
If you need help keeping your cracks sealed, please reach out to us because we can definitely.
Oh no, I was talking to you. Make sure your crack stays sealed. Thank you.